Good evening, and welcome to Midnights in Metro Manila. I am Danger Garlan as the storyteller.
I'm Francis Velasquez, as played by Dandy.
I'm Goyo, as played by Matt Gador.
I am Soma, as played by Raf de los Reyes.
I am Victoria, as played by Rena.
And I'm Enrique Escolar, as played by Louis.
We last left our kindred on a new evening. The night before, they witnessed something terrible. The Baroness, who had been so close to them, was shot. Is currently in torpor. And now they have to contend with more serious consequences of that. At midnight tonight, there will be a convention. Convention of the Governors of Metro Manila, for which they must prepare. But something did happen. Upon awakening, Goya noticed in his phone a few messages stating that his boyfriend, Toneng, had been visited by people asking about him. A worry and concern. Victoria was now staying with Enrique Escolar as part of their deal. Soma was protecting Helen and is currently managing Victoria's household while Franzi stays with him. Goya, what do you do with this news? You are currently in Victoria's house with Soma and Franzi.
I call up Luz. And then I tell her to get to her brother as soon as possible and get somewhere safe.
Luz answers, What's going on?
I don't know yet, but someone went to his place, asked some questions. I don't know what's going on, but you might be in danger. Both of you, get somewhere safe. I'll get to you.
All right. Contact me on my burner.
Okay.
Helen approaches Franzi as Franzi emerges from her own chambers. Will it always be like this? Be honest with me. They said it was going to be a month. But how long am I really going to be bonded?
It depends on how quickly we can convince the rest of the anarchs that you had nothing to do with the incident. I do think Enrique was, just trying to enforce some sort of control. But I don't think there is that much of a case about you having been the mole. And if you are blood bonded, then it should be easier to prove that if Victoria can simply command you to admit everything you know. So, the best case scenario is that it will just be a month. But I really don't think it's much more likely that it should have to last longer, though these are uncertain times. None of us want to keep you blood bonded any longer than necessary.
Have you ever been blood bonded?
Well, as you know, it was not beneath my sire, the madam, to blood bond her underlings, but I was, well, a sycophant. I knew how to present a front of being loyal, of being, well, you might say plastic. But it was enough to keep me out of her suspicion. She's only got so much blood she can give. And why waste it on those she knows, with those she can say with confidence are not a threat?
All right. So here we are again. It feels like the night before the trial, doesn't it? Soma, you finally emerge from your
It
chambers, seeing this happening in the hallways.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey,
Soma.
you see her relax around you specifically, Soma. You're much older than she is, but she sort of feels comfortable around you because you seem so much younger than everyone in the group here. You also see Goyo emerge from his chambers with a troubled look on his face. All of you.
Hey.
Gregorio.
Here's a passport. The Kaz passport.
The passport.
I've taken note. I've taken note of all of the dates, travel, arrival and departure dates and times, and you can work on getting the blood off and trying to identify who or what he used as a pseudonym.
You guys can roll wits and insight because your instincts tell you something is wrong and that he's not telling you something.
Okay.
Can I contest that roll?
That would be, yes, you can attempt to. That would be subterfuge and charisma or manipulation. Before I forget, everyone here will roll for their daily hunger, their daily house check.
Right.
Do I get to? Did I take superficial damage?
Yes, you did.
Last night.
You did.
Can I heal that?
Yeah, you can try to. Yeah. So the Goyo's was critical damage, so he has to take longer with that.
For the wits and insight roll, I got 2 successes, 2 fails.
He's hiding something. That's all you can determine at the moment.
All right.
Do you say anything about it?
No.
Meanwhile, Enrique and Victoria awaken. Well, Victoria awakens first. Just moments before Enrique. And Enrique awakens to a ringing phone.
He would grab his phone immediately. I imagine it's on his bedside desk or drawer, and he would check who it is.
Hello, Mr. Escolar. This is hello, Mr. Escolar. This is Dr. Tilda from from the University of Munich.
Oh. Please continue, Doctor.
I found you. I examined the photo you sent me of that pendant. We did manage to find some similar images in history, similar usage of it in history. And the pendant is tied to a family called an old noble German family called Hardestadt. They died off in the male line sometime during the 16th or 17th century, but or maybe even early 15th. No one knows, but somehow their family it just stopped producing heirs at one point. But funny thing is, this looks different. It looks like a modern, semi-modernized, an updated take on the family crest. It's a little different, but we can verify that this pendant is an heirloom, in fact, of the Hardestadt family.
I see.
Well, that will be all. My assistants will send you the emails of proof, like the accompanying documents and stuff like that.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Escolar, for your patronage and your kind donation.
Not a problem, Doctor. I'll be in touch. He puts down the phone with a wicked smile on his face.
Victoria is just sending a message at the group chat asking what the plan is.
All right. We are going to tell the convention that we found Ka when we went to the 42nd floor and all of that. And that we were able to subdue him and put him under torpor. Just before we put him under torpor, we got him to say that he was working for the madam. So all of that.
Sounds good.
And we will not mention that he is dead. We will say that he is
being kept in a
under torpor.
Don't mention the
Victoria's
torpor. Just say
house.
he's being kept secure.
Okay.
Let's try to omit. Let's try to avoid lying as much as possible. Just omit the
My omission then.
And I reply, okay, well, what if they ask to go to Victoria's place?
Well, see, here's the thing I'm thinking. Who would most want to go to Victoria's place, especially if we mention that we have the phone, and we have the passport, and we have Ka?
The mole.
It would be his conspirators.
I'd like
So
one of you to roll politics if they could.
I think Victoria's best at
I
that.
have no dots in politics.
Oh,
I have
I'll
one.
roll it then.
What is? Hold on.
Okay.
Which politics and?
Intelligence.
I'd rather have you do it than Franzi. Sorry. I keep mixing up your names. You have changed so many names so many times. I do apologize.
Understandable.
Your fifth name, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Well,
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm just sending another group text like.
So,
Can I
this is
just
so-
how
roll?
does this go?
Can I just roll base intelligence?
no, this needs a politics roll. Francie suddenly becomes angry in the text in the chat. Suddenly it's a voice message. She says, "Only the Baroness can command other kindred. Command us to reveal the contents of our homes at the moment, and the Baroness is not here." That is the extent of the point Franzi is trying to make. It's basically you are in a political gray area. The governors do not have the authority to command you to reveal the contents of your home. Only the Baroness does. But the Baroness is not here. Nobody is acting on the Baroness's behalf at the moment but you. But also, you are not technically of the same rank as a governor. So there is this complex political gray area of whether you can. It depends if you want to do so. The choice is all yours.
Well, we can say that we do not wish to do so, but if push comes to shove, I say we invite them to come 2 nights from tonight and see what the contents are. See for themselves. But, you see, if anyone felt, well, especially motivated to get any information out, they'll try to come before then. And so, we should be prepared. Victoria, I'd recommend you increase security to your house here, to your haven, and
I'm already informing my watchmen.
it may be we could get more security from Enrique if he'll agree to it, though I would recommend not getting any more than half of yours.
I'll ask him
Or,
if he's awake.
well, that's up to you if you wish for the added security.
While these messages are being sent, I'm raiding Victoria's pantry for any bagged blood because I need a drink. Does she have any?
I doubt I have.
No.
No.
I have very specific
I-
taste.
Okay, I get pissed and then I
What
look for
hunger
her
are you at,
motorcycle.
Goyo?
Another
My hunger's at 1.
Can everyone
2
tell me what
right
their hunger
now.
is? Also, Enrique is at hunger
3.
2. 1, okay.
Another thing, Victoria. I message her privately. You are at a bit of a precarious situation right now
Gee, you think?
with Enrique. I'd advise you to exercise caution. Don't let your pride or your emotions get the better of you. We are immortals. We have all the time in the world if we survive. That's all.
I'll keep it in mind then. That's what I replied back, and I'm sending a message to Soma. during the convention or this meeting, if somebody tries to talk to you, avoid them at all cost. Stick with the coterie.
It's okay. I'm good at avoiding conversation.
Right?
I go up to Franzi and then I say, "Here, hang on to the passport. I'm gonna meet you there. I'm gonna meet you there."
Wait. Wouldn't the best person to find blood off this be your contact?
Okay. Like, just I'll follow at the convention. Tell them I'm investigating.
Yes, you are investigating. Though,
I take Victoria's motorcycle keys and I take her motorcycle.
Wait, I want to come with you.
You want to come with me?
On the motorcycle?
Soma. Actually, Soma, perhaps it would be best if you stayed here and guarded the.
I also imagine that for this
The
very
body.
purpose, to be with Soma, that Victoria actually has a sidecar that she can attach to the motorcycle. It's vintage.
Ugh.
It's a 1940s motorcycle. So the sidecar is part of the piece.
I do not let Soma come with me.
Okay.
And then I go closer and I whisper, something's going on, and I want to help.
You can help by making sure that the convention goes smoothly.
I don't think I'm the person to ask for that. Honestly, you're asking me to make something social go smoothly.
You are a necessary presence, I think, as the childer of the Baroness.
You know, he's really bad at lying. I think if we can say he's off investigating with you or guarding the haven and the prisoner, those would be defensible, but also better for us.
Fine.
I guess
What do you want? Do you want to come with me, or do you want to guard the house?
I'm bored. Can I go with you, please?
What about Helen?
You make a fair point. Yeah, I think I should stay here then, if Helen's gonna be here. But don't
Is
do
Helen
anything
going
stupid.
To be here?
No, I mean I say that in a whisper. I say that to Goyo in a whisper. Don't do anything stupid. All right. I know something's going on, but I don't really want to talk about it right now, not in front of everybody here. So you do what you got to do to fix whatever you got to fix. And then, I mean, like, everybody can see me do this, so I'm just not gonna say anything after that. I'm just gonna sit on a lounge chair and be like.
As you are chatting with each other on your phones, you notice, Victoria, that Enrique is staring at you. You wonder at first if he's staring at a specific place below your neckline, but then you remember and realize that he's staring at the pendant.
I put down my phone and approach him. Enrique, good evening.
Good evening, Victoria. How was your day's sleep?
Not well.
Well, if that's the case, why don't we... You know, I'm feeling real good tonight. I don't know why, I just do. And Enrique kind of turns around and perhaps walks to the living room and he goes to the stereo system. I imagine he has this like a very up-to-date stereo system, and he starts to play music. Waltz, perhaps some Mozart, something along the classical lines. And he would turn to Victoria. I imagine we've already, gotten ready for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be wearing a black suit, a black, button-up with a silver tie. And he would turn to Victoria. We've never really spent much alone time together, have we?
No.
Never got the opportunity.
Because you're being a dick 90% of the time?
Well, it is my most useful trait, after all. In any case, care for a drink? I believe I have some wine stored somewhere. Red wine.
I'll pass.
Suit yourself. And they have this conversation while he's walking towards the nearby cellar. Then he pulls out a bottle of Merlot and he starts pouring a drink for himself and Victoria. But he gently places it on the coffee table or the table nearby in front of her. He starts taking a few sips.
Is this how you spend your evenings? Playing Waltz? And drinking wine? I didn't peg you for somebody like that, Enrique.
Well, you don't really know me, do you, Miss Victoria? And although last night was a bit full of tension, this is how I unwind. So if you'll indulge me, I would really appreciate it, given the fact that you are my guest, and you did invite yourself to my place. He offers you the glass of wine once again. He takes a few steps on his own.
Victoria
Big night
just
coming up.
puts the wine glass down. It is going to be a big night. I do have some stuff I need to talk to you about.
We can talk.
Get the
Of course.
trivial stuff out first, away from this thing. Okay. So first things first, we may need your resources for security.
Would you like to dance?
Dance. In my whole time here in
He
Metro Manila,
ignores everything she says
I-
and basically takes her by the hip and her left arm.
So this
Pleasantries,
is why,
my dear. Pleasantries.
This is why nobody likes you, Enrique. You have no tact at all.
You're literally in my household.
It was the worst decision in my life, apparently.
For now, you think that way. And he kind of glances at the necklace once again. And he would visibly show you this as he eyes it completely just for a few moments. And it looks you in the eyes. Yes. Business, right? Resources, you say.
You never told me why you know my last name, Enrique.
Perhaps I'll tell you by the end of tonight. But I thought we were discussing business, and as he kind of sways her back and forth and begins to waltz, testing if she can perhaps match his pace.
This is nothing to me. If you are trying to test me, Enrique, you forget that I have a lot of experience dancing and escorting other kind and kindred alike, in both lives, actually.
Yes, of course. I know that a little too well. And that makes me wonder how you feel about the other governors.
I tend to keep a neutral stance on everybody. I follow Baroness Tala's instructions, and that is all.
Let me rephrase the question then. How do you feel about the other governors now that your precious adoptive sire is in torpor?
I don't trust anyone at the moment, aside from my coterie members. Not even you,
Fools
Enrique.
that they are. You make a fair point. And sure, you can trust them. For now. But can you trust them enough to have your back in a political crisis like this?
Of course.
Can you trust them enough to perhaps not let the other governors take control? Can you prevent that? Can your coterie members prevent that?
We will do our best or die trying.
You see, words like that come from a place of weakness. And he kind of sways you a little bit forcefully at this moment. You see, what you need is structure, backing, and resources from the right people. I've been around much longer than you and your coterie members combined. And I can tell you this right now, we are in the middle of perhaps one of the biggest conflicts in history. The Baroness is dead, all the governors are in disarray, and you neonates have no idea that shit has already hit the fan. So I'm gonna ask you once again, can you trust your coterie members to get you out of this situation?
Yes. They are
And
family.
what backing do you have? Which governor will allow you to maintain the same status quo once they've taken over?
Victoria doesn't reply. Just looks away from Enrique.
At this moment, what kind of political power do any of you or the Malkavian or the late childer of the Madame or Soma? Which one of them has any political power, really?
She is not answering.
He continues to sway to and fro.
Enrique, what are you up to? Just get to the point.
Miss Victoria, what you need right now is power, and it is ripe for the taking. With the right backing, with the right contacts, and with the right amount of allies, you can step in where the Baroness has left her seat. How many Venture are there in the Anarchs? Which one of those governors right now do you think can handle the tasks at hand? With all the things going down, the explosions, the attacks. Camarilla? You think a few fledglings can take care of the situation?
What are you suggesting then?
He flashes this smirk on his face. He looks over at the necklace once again.
What is with your...
You and I... we need each other right now. And it hurts to say that, of course, but... in a very precarious situation. And so am I. I am entangled in these webs that some spider has woven, and you fell right into their trap.
Trap.
Well, you killed the only piece of leverage you had, the only person that could have had information for you. And you refused to pull the information out of his only possible contact, which is that thin blood.
You might have lost your conscience, your humanity throughout your old years, Enrique. But I'm not like you.
Sooner or later, you're gonna have to drop this whole pure and innocent human figure that you keep in your head. No, you just need to start thinking like a kindred, like I said. Those coterie members of yours, they're nothing without the political backing of Tala. You, on the other hand, you may make a difference, and I'm here offering you a choice. The convention tonight, well, we don't know, who knows who's gonna be there. Who knows if the mole is gonna be present there, but one thing is for sure, Miss Victoria, you have the backing of the Baroness. So I advise you to make a choice. Make your move, climb the ranks, and take control.
Meanwhile, Goyo speeds away on his motorcycle, full of worry. Franzi, waiting for what's to come, thinks softly of Stacy. Am I getting the name right? Stacy?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, I'm sorry. And examines her social media feed. When she notices something disconcerting about Stephanie's recent posts. It seems in the last few weeks, she's become far more, what's the word? Uncharacteristically religious. Despite being a trans girl, it seems that a certain church organization has taken her in. And she seems to be enjoying herself. But there is something disconcerting. I'd like you to roll an intelligence and that would be intelligence and politics or academics. What? The symbol of the organization strikes you with the absolute fear. It is a cross with the bottom leg shaped like a sword with two arms. Embraced in what appears to be a cup on the left side is the Roman numeral for 4, on the right side. 21. It's like a saber that has been turned into a cross, and beneath the cup is an X. You recognize the symbol. This is the Society of Leopold. Society of Leopold is a group of witch hunters and vampire hunters. Created by the Catholic Church, which has now seemed to form its own separate entity.
I would message her.
What do you say?
Stephanie, dear, how have you been? Looks like you've taken a new interest in the religious.
Yes. I was never really, haven't been religious in a long time because, you know.
Mhm.
But I found this really progressive church, and they're really accepting. They don't care that I'm transgender, a transgender woman. And it's been so fun. The people are so great. It's like we even get free martial arts classes. It's amazing. Like they do it because they know queer people need that level of protection, so they teach us, and I'm having so much fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear you found a progressive and accepting church. You know, there is more than one in Metro Manila.
I know.
And
But I never really thought they sort of found me, really. I didn't go to them, they found me.
well, there's a lot of religious groups out there, and many of them are very supportive and can be a great source of support for people who want that in their life, but sometimes they're cults, and there's certain things you can look out for. If they're trying to isolate you, if they're very secretive, and there's a lot of secrets they don't tell right out the door. And if they tell you to leave your old life behind and cut off all your old contacts and family and friends.
Oh, they don't. They've actually encouraged me to bring my family, and it's amazing. My family might actually appreciate this kind of thing, you know, after all of it.
What did you say the church was?
The Society of Leopold. It's weird. Like, it's not a normal church name.
It sounds... Are they a church, though?
They're kind of a church. I mean, why are you being... I understand that you're apprehensive about churches and religion being a queer person, but you should come with me sometime. They're actually quite welcoming. I know you're only free at night, so they also have the night sessions. I'm not sure what the word is they use. They're a relatively new church.
Perhaps. I'll call you back, Stephanie.
Okay. See you around,
Take
Francie.
care.
Goyo?
I'm going to research this Order of Saint Leopold, and I'm gonna try to find dirt on them. I'm going to try to discredit them. I'm going to look for Stephanie, and next time, once I have some information, and I'm going to look for another church to offer as an alternative. So rather than just telling her to don't go, to stop a habit or a sort of source of support and socialization, I will replace it.
We go now to Goyo. Where are you headed? I'm actually not sure.
Well, first I contact Luz's burner phone, see if they have a rendezvous point, and if she has given me a rendezvous point, see if I can pass by a blood bank on the way there. If there's any nearby.
You can pass by one of the blood banks, yes. But I would like you to roll... Intelligence and investigation. You try calling the blood bank, your regular blood bank, before you come in, and you get a response that they're closed right now. And you call a bunch. No, you do not find a blood bank that is open. All the blood banks seem to be closed. You surmise based on your roll.
The nearest.
You surmise based on your roll that the kindred are going on lockdown at the moment. Everyone's cleaning house.
I go to one that's closed.
Oh,
The nearest one that's closed.
okay. Okay, let's do that. To find a way in, you need intelligence and investigation again. Is that all hunger?
No, the 4 and 3.
Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 successes. You find a way in. It's a window that's open on the first floor. It's easy enough to get in and out of from here, but you still have to move into it unseen. So I would like you to roll for whatever you need to roll, whatever you think is best in your case.
I'll rouse the blood to activate my unseen passage.
Okay. You
Then,
risk rousing the blood. You risk rousing your hunger, but your risk pays off. You are now unseen.
And then I try to silently break in through the window.
That would be stealth and dexterity.
Plus my...
Plus you're unseen. Yeah. Two successes. Are you keeping that?
I'm gonna use willpower to reroll.
Okay.
Up to 3, right?
Yep.
Just the ones that failed.
Okay, that's 5 successes. That's great. You absolutely pass into the blood bank unseen. There is a sleeping guard, and you manage to get into the refrigerated stores. It's a lot of blood. What do you do?
I take them out enough. I take enough bags to sate. Can I carry enough to sate 2 hunger?
Yeah, I think you can do that. It's a lot of hunger. Are you carrying it out or drinking it right here?
I am. I'm drinking it there and then disposing of the bags in their own safety receptacle.
Okay. Okay. You drink as much as you can, and I'd like you to roll wits and awareness to maintain that nobody will see you. Just to observe your surroundings while this is happening. Okay. You see some people walking around, but you manage to hide perfectly. Nobody enters this room. And you end up having to drink a lot. Like 4 bags to take yourself down by 2 hunger. But it's so satisfying. You've been at a certain level for days. You haven't eaten in days, and it's just been scratching in the back of your head, just so hungry, ever so pushing you ever so into that discomfort of hunger. But now everything's a lot better. Now you have to escape. That would be a stealth and dexterity.
I'm back at 1 hunger.
Yeah, you're back at 1 hunger. Okay, you succeed. And you just walk away. Your next stop is
The rendezvous
the
point.
rendezvous
with Luz.
point.
Yes.
Okay, the rendezvous point is at a love hotel. Unfortunately, nobody's looking there, so they ask you to meet in the room, and Teneng rushes to hug you right away. It's like, what's going on? What's...
I don't know what's going on myself. Luz, can you tell if anyone's messed around in his mind or something?
I can... Ooh, you think that's a possibility? Okay, I'll try. No, nobody. There's no tampering in there. She has her hands on his temples, and her eyes are closed, and she doesn't see anything.
Okay, good. And then
So
tell me about the people who came to your place. What did they look like?
there was a tall old guy. No, well, not well. He looked old, but I think it was his 50s. I think, but he's very fit, very muscular, and there was a young girl with him. And I think she was a little young. They said they were cops. They even showed me badges. But she seemed a little young. That's why I was so suspicious. I mean, at first I thought it was just, Asian privilege, but
What were they wearing? Did they have any robes? Did it look like? Did you see any special symbols or logos or something?
I did notice the old guy had a tattoo, but I didn't see all of it. Kind of looked like a
What did you
sword.
tell me? A sword.
Yeah, there was. I saw the end of a sword.
Okay. Could I know that? What? Just from that,
Intelligence, politics, or academics.
I have academics with a specialty in theology. Can I use my?
Oh
Theology?
yes. You can also use occult, by the way, if that's.
I will use occult.
That's 5 successes. Immediately, the symbols of several occult organizations and religions enter your mind, but you do remember the crest of, again, the Order of Saint Leopold, the Society of Leopold. There's not enough to go on, but this is your likely guess, your estimate, your hunch.
Okay. You got to stay with your sister for the next few days, right? It's gonna be safer with her.
Okay. What about you?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
We're asking. They asked how I met you and if we were together or if we were. I don't know. There's.
What did you say?
I said we met once. That's it. I did my best to lie.
Good. You just stay hidden and stay with your sister. She's your best defense right now.
Okay.
And then I pull Luz aside, and then I ask, have you ever come in contact with any witch hunters recently?
Not recently, but there have been rumors in the community here. The Catholic Church in the Philippines never really they never really touched us. They respected the boundaries, but now there's I hear from my makukulam or witch friends that someone's trying to find witches, other creatures, stuff like that in the groups.
Yeah, they're like a sort of a separate radical group of Catholics, and it seems like they're onto you. They might know
Shit.
about his connection with me, your connection with me, or your strong bloodline connection to the Babaylans. You both have to be careful.
Okay.
And one more thing. I take out the passport. And then I turn around to the two of them. Do either of you have any idea how to get blood off of a passport?
Luz just raises her hand and she says, I think hydrogen peroxide diluted on a rag will do it. And then you wipe it with a dry rag right after.
Okay. Well, we might have to stay out of contact for the next couple of days, just to make sure that you guys are safe. All right? If anything goes wrong, you let me know right away.
All right.
But otherwise, stay hidden and disconnected.
Toneng almost lunges at you for a deep kiss, and his sister's like, oh God, get a room. And
We're in a room.
you break from the kiss to say that, while Toneng also says, we did.
This is the room. We're in a love hotel.
Okay. We go back to the waltz of Enrique and Victoria.
I assume they're dancing a little gentler now as he says that.
Yeah.
Well, Victoria is going to pull away because she is done listening to this dick's words.
Victoria, Victoria, Victoria. Like it or not, you know I'm right.
Enrique, you want me to just... What? Like, step away from the coterie and take the seat of the Baroness with your backing? That's...
Exactly.
That's mad talk. That's... Are you insane? No, you are insane. What am I asking?
Listen to me, Victoria. If you don't do it, someone else will. The silver has her eyes on the seat.
And then let the
I saw this
silver
last night.
lead.
What you don't understand is when she does, the others aren't going to be happy about it. Every governor, including myself, will be grasping for control over the city. It will be turmoil. As the Baroness's childer, don't you think you have a say in this? You don't even have to trust me. You don't have to trust any of the governors. Hell, you don't even have to trust your coterie mates. What you need to listen to is your blood.
If I look within myself, would I feel anything about this?
As a Ventru, as who you are, this is something that your heart has greatly desired when you allow yourself to think about it, to imagine it. That control, that power is something every Ventru craves. And his words make sense to you. And the beast even speaks to you. It whispers, do it. Take the power, do it. You deserve it. And it almost rationalizes at times. It has to be you. It has to be you and your coterie. Otherwise, chaos. Now, you can't tell whether this is your own mind rationalizing its desire for power or your actual logic.
With my support, you can do this a little easier, without. And when the Baroness wakes up and see that she has, her childer has taken her place in her absence, I don't think she'll be very upset about it. Matter of fact, she'll be proud. She'll be happy it was you, no one else.
You do know that I don't have the experience to lead. That's why
Enrique bows in this moment. That's what I'm here for.
Then, how can I even trust you, Enrique? You
don't. You can't. Quite frankly, I think that we won't ever come to a relationship where both you and I have a certain trust with one another, unless it was influenced by who we are as kindred.
What are you trying to say?
Think about it, Victoria. You don't trust me. I think your coterie is a waste of blood. Why would I help you?
I don't know what your agenda is, to be honest. Why not take the seat yourself?
Not my style. So, Miss Hart, I need you to make a decision once again. When we walk out of this house, when we go to that convention, will you just be another neonate, another Ventru lackey, waiting perhaps for a millennia to get any control whatsoever, if at all it comes your way? Or will you take it yourself, listening to that blue blood of yours?
Stop. You still haven't explained why you know my name.
I'll explain everything once you agree. You wanted a two-way street, yes? Unequivocal transparency.
Twisting my own words against me.
Ventru to Ventru, businessman to businesswoman. Would you remain as a neonate, powerless in your coterie? Or will you work with those who have higher sights, bigger ambitions? It's in your blood, Victoria.
I never had... And if I say yes, what would happen next?
well, you'll have me as an ally. You'll have my resources, you'll have my men at your disposal. And I'll have you as an ally myself, and perhaps even your coterie. I'm willing, of course, to aid in your situations in the future. We go to that convention, you know we're all gonna be on the hot seat. And you need allies more than anything right now.
Why are you
Given the fact that
doing
you just
this?
killed Ka.
Why are you doing this, Enrique?
We don't have time to argue or debate. I need you to make a decision. Will you stand with me and the Baroness, by that extension? Or will you remain young and naive?
I look within myself again to see what my instincts is telling me.
Your instincts are your instincts. First and foremost, already want this. It makes sense to you. It does. Unfortunately. Your instincts are also telling you that you can't trust Enrique Escolar. But unless you can think of a way forward that somehow ensures your and your coterie's safety, you have to figure, you either have to do what he says, not do what he says, or figure something out on your own that is somewhere, that balances somewhere between what he wants you to do and what you have to, what you want, what you feel you have to do, based on your own moral principles.
I turn to Enrique and say, it was never about power with me when I joined this coterie. You are exactly like the devil that the Father Matthew has talked about. You have the silver tongue and you're just trying to confuse me, once again, to get me to stray away from my path. You're just like them. You're just like my sire.
This is cute. Clinging on to your humanity. So hard. Give it a few years. Give the blood some time to thicken, and you'll understand exactly why I'm offering you this choice right now. It's a once in an unlifetime deal. And you know I'm right. What's your coterie gonna do for you?
Still don't understand why you're doing this. When you can take the seat yourself, it will be the same thing. Even if I take the seat.
Not quite. Not quite.
What does that mean? Care to explain?
I'll give you this, Miss Hart. You are much, much more valuable than you think you are. While the other governors think you're just some Ventrune unit they can bring to parties and whatnot, I see past that.
We have to reach a compromise here, Enrique. Because right now, there is no trust between us. You can't really guarantee that both of us, or you, will not suddenly turn your back against us and just throw us into this fray.
He tightens his tie once again as he gives you a smile, a genuine one. I've thought about this since last night, ever since you've willingly volunteered yourself to be my escort. This trust, this two-way street, there's no way we can come to that compromise at all. Unless you and I share blood. Each other's blood. You wanted this trust. You could have walked away at any point last night. But you're in my haven right now speaking to me about the future. Victoria, listen to your blood. Miss Hart. Listen to it well. You make the best decisions when you listen to that Vendrew voice of yours.
If I say yes, will you tell me how you know my last name?
If you agree to this, I'll tell you by the end of the night.
God, I wish I had my phone with me. Well, give me time to think about this, or are you just
We don't have time. We have the convention to go to.
Figures, Enrique. Figures.
He approaches her while she is looking down, perhaps distressed, as he, with his right hand, tucks away a strand of her hair behind her ear. You're much more important than you think you are, and quite frankly, as much as I hate to admit this, we need to work together for the future of our clan.
Fine.
He would then take his wrist, his left wrist, bite into it,
Oh.
and grant you his wrist. And he would take your right hand. Same time, my dear. Trust. Trust in, not in me, but in your blood and mine that we share. And then, as she takes her drink, as she takes a sip, he performs the lingering kiss. And they share this blood wedding. This unofficial blood wedding.
I let Enrique drink from my right wrist, and then just after he's done, I just like
You pull away.
pull away. Oh, I feel dirty. I really feel dirty.
Well, Miss Hart, we have a party to go to, don't we?
I initiate a group call on our group chat.
I think my phone is ringing from the other room. Enrique?
Let's keep this between ourselves for now, shall we?
How do I feel about this unofficial blood wedding?
Disgusted. Disgusted. It's a surrender of power. On a kindred level, you're disgusted with the idea of it. On a moral level, on your conscience level, based on your own principles, you're disgusted by it. But if this is what you need to do to find out what he knows, well, that's your rationalization.
I'm
Okay,
just
the group
running towards
Has everyone picked up?
Yeah.
Everyone, check up on your kind that are close to you.
Why?
What's wrong?
Does it have anything to do with the Order of Saint Leopold?
Yes,
What?
we got some hunters on our tail.
What? The Baroness dies, and it's not even a day. And we've got hunters.
Hey,
Well,
the Baroness isn't
They've-
dead yet, alright? We got time. We just
it
gotta
looks like
watch.
It looks like they've been here a while, but I just decided to check up on a dear friend now, and who has gotten involved with a certain church, quote unquote.
Did they have a certain logo involving a certain sword and a
Oh
cup?
god.
Crossed swords, a cup.
That's them.
Oh no.
I'll call you guys back.
I'll
I'm still on the call. I ask, is this something we should mention at the convention? On the one hand, it could be a common enemy to unite us. On the other hand, some may argue this is a reason to ally with the Camarilla.
Let's play it by ear. At least now we know what we're up against. As if we needed anything to add to that. I'm on my way back to Victoria's place now.
Yes, Victoria, do you want Helen to come to the convention?
I'll get back to you on that. I will message you.
Alright, I'll ask her as well. Gregorio, did your contact say anything about the passport?
I think we can get rid of the blood in conventional means. Do you have any contacts that we can use?
Yes.
Or DFA, NAIA, anything? Flight records? Flight staff?
I'll find someone who might know someone.
Alright. We can use those. We can use the information on the flights. See if we can get anything. See anyone who looked suspicious on those flights. And who he might have been with. Alright.
Alright.
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you guys later.
See you.
I'll call the detective. I'll call Nat. And then peeking to make sure Enrique is out of earshot or something.
Victoria?
Hi, Nat.
Is everything okay?
Not really. By any chance, has a group approach you regarding me?
No, not at all.
Nothing weird?
What kind of group are you? Like, is everything okay? Are you in any danger? Or
No, there's this cult going around, and I worry that...
cult?
Yeah, I think they are. They call themselves a religion, but you know how it is. You know how it is.
Do you want me to look into it?
Yes, please. I'll send you the image of the logo and what I know so far. I don't really trust them. They keep trying to recruit my other friends in, so I worry that you've been approached as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it.
Thank you, Nat. You're always so helpful.
It's nice to hear from you.
Nice hearing from you too.
Thank you.
I'll see you. Then I hang up.
You look stressed, my dear.
Enrique, I did not know that you were eavesdropping on me.
Around my house? I was not eavesdropping. I was simply walking around and enjoying the music.
Happened to be around me at the same time.
Something on your mind?
We've got hunters. I show him the logo that of the group. Looks familiar.
The cocky grin on his face is immediately wiped away as he frowns, narrows his eyebrows, and he says, "Oh, just when things couldn't get any worse."
Do you think this is something we need to mention at the convention, or?
For leverage, yes.
Right.
We currently hold valuable information that every kindred not only wants, but needs to know. So if it's only the group of you that know about this, perhaps we can use this to our advantage. But given the fact that Silver is Nosferatu and she has contacts all over the place, information gatherers, their clan, they already know this, and they probably have informed the city already. We're gonna have to find out later if they do know or not. If they do, then we're prepared. If they don't, that's one more thing we hold over this city, don't we?
I just
Would any of you like to feed before?
Yes.
Okay. How do you go and find food?
Normally, I'd go to the club, but considering the recent developments with the hunters, I will not go my normal means. I'll find
Someone on the street?
Someone, yeah.
How do you go about that? Like, specifically, do you stalk someone? Do you...
No, I kind of just, I'm walking around and I allow someone to bump into me. And As that happens, I turn on awe.
Ah,
And
yes. The bump into I'm sorry and the charismatic meet cute right into the shot. Okay.
yes.
That first to find someone, I would say that's the right person. I would say that's either wits and insight or intelligence and investigation or wits and awareness, depending on how you would search. Go ahead and make your roll.
I'm using my insight. Oh, can I use my looks bonus?
Oh yes, you definitely. That is okay. That's 3 successes. You do find someone. You just, I imagine you waiting in the shadows almost. And then you start, when you see someone in the distance, you start walking towards them. And you do exactly what you planned. You bump into them. And they drop their things and you
I'm
drop
so
some of your.
sorry. I kneel down and just help them pick up their things. Are you all right?
I'm okay. Oh wow. This would be. How would you? How do you plan to go about this? Are you just going to overpower them eventually at a certain point, or?
I am going to say, "Oh, I seem to be lost. Can you help me find the jeepney stop?
Oh, okay. I'll accompany you.
It's this jeepney stop. I mention one that requires us to go down a dark alley.
This is either manipulation or charisma plus your appropriate skill.
Charisma subterfuge?
That's also valid. Yeah. Like you're trying to awe him into believing your lie. Whew. Oh my. That's 5 successes, and he just leads you down that dark alley. At which point, go ahead, make your roll to overpower him, whatever physical roll that might be.
Athletics? Dexterity?
Yep. Okay, this is enough. He resists you for a moment. You do it a little clumsily, but you eventually sink your teeth into an artery and drink. May I know what hunger level you're at?
3.
3. Yes. How much do you drink?
I'm not going to.
Safely, you can only eliminate 1 hunger. It would put his life at risk if you drank a little bit more.
Like.
Taking 2 hunger, he'll pass out, right? Right after you stop drinking. 1 hunger, he can walk away. It's like he donated blood. He'll be a little bit lightheaded, but it's fine. Of course you can.
It's too bad this poor person passed out in this dark alleyway. I'll get him to a hospital. I'll call a cab for him, or yes, I'll just I will leave him here and then contact the local authorities to see to it that he gets home safely.
Okay, you do that, and yeah. Now, Victoria, what's your hunger level at?
2.
Are you going to feed? What about
Yes.
Soma? Soma's at 1, right? So it doesn't need to feed unless he wants to kill someone. Victoria, so how you're going to look for some heartbroken schmo?
Shouldn't be too hard.
Okay, go. How do you resolve this first with Enrique? Like, do you ask to leave his penthouse for a bit to search the building, to search the nearby area?
I go up to Enrique and say, I'm a bit thirsty. I'm gonna be out for a bit. Don't try anything, Enrique.
You really sure you want to go out there with the news of hunters at your phone?
I need to feed. The beast is clawing, so I'd take the chance.
Ever heard of takeout or delivery?
I doubt there would be a heartbroken delivery guy.
Better than risking yourself out there. You think I'm just gonna let you walk away and risk yourself to the hunters? After what we just agreed upon?
How does Victoria feel about this?
You feel absolutely disrespected at the audacity that someone is trying to control your every move. This is an insult. You just need to feed.
I literally just need to feed, Enrique.
I'm not stopping you from feeding, Victoria. What I'm saying is you're gonna have to feed smart.
You are stopping me from hunting. I'm already walking towards the door.
Like, if you're going out there, someone needs to watch your back.
What, do you think I'm weak that I would die to some hunters?
Have you dealt with the hunters before? Let me ask you that.
Not really.
Enrique, out of character, Enrique knows about the Society of Leopold, right?
Yeah, definitely. But he does. He would. He definitely would.
I'm not trying to control you, my dear. I'm simply telling you that the hunters, these hunters specifically, can destroy us with just their words and symbols. If they see you feeding upon a poor helpless bastard, they're not gonna think twice of disposing of your undead body. They will simply mutter a few words in Latin. With their true faith, they can extinguish our existence.
I swear, Enrique, you just...
We're partners now. We have to watch each other's backs.
Fine. Accompany me then.
Very well.
Okay. the search, that would be a wits and insight roll to find someone. I assume you go to a bar of some sort.
Yes.
Okay. You enter the bar, both of you, the picture of just effervescent, immortal beauty, stealing eyes, stealing glances from all around you. And unfortunately, you can't. I'd like to roll this with a bonus of 2 because it's your preferred type. Okay. You find someone. You're not sure exactly if their blood is to your taste, but something about them tells you they are. But again, you're not entirely sure. They're sitting at the bar, all alone, drinking a glass of scotch.
I sit beside the poor guy and say, what brings you here?
I'd rather be. He looks at you. You know what he says. He says, I'd rather be alone right now. It was what he was about to say, but then he sees your face. And, sorry, just drinking my worries away. Want a drink? Bartender, what do you want? He asks.
I've already had too much to drink, I think.
Oh.
I recently broke up with my boyfriend, so I'm experiencing quite a hard time in my life right now.
Oh, then we do need a drink. Are you sure you don't want one? This feels like something we have in common, because I just found out that my wife is banging my best friend.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I would rather go somewhere. And I would say I would compel him to follow me.
Yes, ma'am.
His
eyes go a little bit, and he just goes, yes, ma'am. And he starts following you.
Towards a private area. If there is like a little corner in the shadows.
Yeah, there is a little corner somewhere. It's actually outside. It's in the alleyway a little bit. And
so I would. Oh, is there like a chair there, or is the alleyway?
No, it's just an alleyway.
Okay.
Can Enrique make sure that no one is like watching? Because this is really bad.
You can you can stand guard nearby wits and awareness.
Like, I'm going to make it look like I'm kissing him, but I'm actually drinking from his lips. Is it possible to do that?
Drinking from his lips. Ow. The problem with that is that there is no artery big enough in the lips.
Okay, then I'll position him so it looks like we're like having
necking.
Yeah, we're necking.
Necking. Okay, that's easier because that might have ended up with you biting his lips off. So you perform the Dance of Seduction. That would be, of course, charisma. Plus, this could be performance, persuasion, or since you're not having sex yet, it's not dexterity yet. Yeah.
Good looks up.
Yeah, good looks applied. Okay. Yeah, he succumbs fairly easily. There are no problems. You manage to find his neck and you sink your teeth into him. And you notice something. Normally, when you drink your fill of someone who's heartbroken, that really does it for you. It's the curse of all Ventru. They prefer a specific kind of blood, and it tastes better to them than any other. But right now, all you can think about is Enrique's bite. The kiss still lingers on your wrist. And you are, for lack of a better word, a little disgusted with yourself. But his bite just felt so good. You drink the man until he's a little dizzy and stop.
No. I lick the wounds close and go like, "Oh, are you okay? I think you had a bit too much to drink."
Oh yeah, I didn't know I was that drunk. You want to go somewhere? Can I get your number? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I'm just like... I am too heartbroken for this right now. I can't. I'm like walking away from the guy.
Okay. Oh, and he's just leaning against the wall there, a little dizzy. It's like, what the fuck just happened? That was the greatest thing ever.
I'm like going confused. What the fuck did I just feel?
Enrique would approach this individual as he slumps against the wall, and he would just look him in the eye, smile, and say, "Don't worry about it, man. Forget about it." And he would just walk away as he uses cloud memory.
Oof. And the guy just, his pupils dilate quickly, a little bit, really large, and then back to normal. What happened? And by the time he comes to, you've already left. And now, it is time. It's time for you to meet up for the convention.
After dropping my meal off at a love motel, having flagged a ride share to get them there, I call my contact, Jomar Aguilar, the reporter, and I ask if he... Okay, I message him, and I ask if he knows, how... if he has contacts in the Department of Foreign Affairs.
I think I do. Haven't spoken to them for a while, but I think you need something.
Yes. There is a name on a passport that I would like to look into.
Okay. Send me the details. Everything's all right? I shouldn't worry or anything?
Yes, I think things should be fine. On an unrelated note, what do you know about what happened last night in Makati?
Oh hell. They're calling it some sort of gas leak. Like they tried to install centralized gas in this new apartment building, and it blew up a whole floor.
I see. Is that what the authorities are saying?
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Have you...
But it's not my beat. But you want me to ask around about that too?
No, I was just curious.
Okay. Well, you take care, huh?
Just making, chica.
Okay. Nice to hear from you, by the way. It's been a while. We should catch up
Yes,
sometime.
we really should. Keep in touch.
Okay. Now
See
it's
you,
time.
Dracar.
Now it's time. Do you all head to the offices of the Baroness?
I take Victoria's motorcycle there, yes.
Ooh. Well, does Soma go? Does Soma bring Helen?
Yeah, I bring Helen. But
Okay.
before I go, I'm actually gonna call either Ori or Angela. See if they pick up.
Okay. Oh, hey, so how's it been?
Wait, which one is this? Is this Ori first or
Ori.
Okay. I'm alright.
And
yeah.
turn on your video chat.
Um,
They turn on their video, and you see them. They're in a pool. Their safe house is apparently really posh.
oh wow, that's amazing. It's so good to see you.
Yeah.
I wish I could be
Great
with
to
you.
see you too.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just called to like ask how you guys have been doing. Is that? Have you? I don't know. It's a weird question. Like, have you seen any? Have you met any people like with Have you seen any swords or something? Like
Swords?
like a symbol or?
Not really. Nobody's let us out of here yet, but we're pretty well provided for. Though we're not talking to anybody at the moment, and we're honestly so glad to hear from you. Miss
I
you.
missed you so much. But yeah,
And you see Angela in the background. Miss you.
I miss you too. Fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just called to make sure you guys were safe and you guys eating? Are you eating anything? Have you guys been getting enough sleep?
Yeah. We actually, Angela and I actually talked about something, and I'm so glad you called. We can tell you now.
Okay. Should I be
We're
scared?
gonna try to quit.
Should I be scared?
No. You don't have to be scared.
Okay.
We're gonna try to quit.
What?
We're gonna try to quit yeah.
Well, I mean, that's great. That's okay, because like I just cut off my connection with the with where I've been getting the stuff from. So I was actually supposed to tell you that. Fuck, that's so great! Holy shit! I'm so fucking proud of you guys.
Yeah. It's time.
We should celebrate. But
we
yeah,
should.
I don't know. Like, well, I mean, we can do it online, but that kind of sucks.
Sure, one of these days. Definitely. Oh God,
Yeah, one
we
of these
miss
days.
you so much.
Oh wait. Okay. Before I go, I'm gonna send you a selfie, cause I had to dress up for this thing the other night. My stepsister, like, I don't even like talking about family, but like, they just called me out of the blue and said, like, hey, do you want to go to this party, and it was like this huge ball and whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna send you a selfie of what I was wearing that night, because I don't know, like I felt kind of hot, and I wanted you guys to see it.
Angela swims up to the edge of the pool to get a better look at the selfie, and it's like, oh, sexy, she says.
Not as sexy as both of you. Fuck, I miss the three of us. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go.
Okay, call again soon.
Yeah, I will. I love you. I love both of you.
Love you too. Love you too in the background.
And then I kiss my finger, and then that's what I use to end the phone call.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then I just like get ready. I wear a leather jacket, and I go to Helen and I say, "Hey, I think we should meet up with the rest." And yeah. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm just a little nervous. I'm just so nervous. The last time I was at one of these things, Enrique Escolar grabbed me by the neck and threw me across the room.
Jesus. What a fucking asshole. Look, I'm sorry that I'm sorry I wasn't able to stop the blood bonding thing. Look, to be honest, I honestly don't know how blood bonding works, since I just came back after a long time. So, but what I do know is nobody's gonna hurt you tonight. Not while I'm here.
Okay. A tear rolls down her cheek.
And then I give her a hug, and I say, "We have to go." Okay.
Okay.
And then as we leave, I get my baseball bat, and I just like casually walk outside with it.
Oh man. Helen goes, I don't think I've ever used the word sexy to describe a baseball bat, but if ever there's a time, it's now.
Well, it's not that sexy when it's in someone's skull. And then yeah, I just start walking off.
That makes it so much sexier, she says. And you all start to arrive one by one. The auditorium has been rearranged. Tables on each side. It's a large sort of circle of tables. Each governor and their entourage of 1 to 3 people. Nearly every clan is represented here. Charles, the gangrel governor of one of the cities of Metro Manila, is also there. The Silver, of course, is present. However, she stands alone. Her brood are unfortunately injured at the moment and still recovering. Everyone's there, and even for the coterie, for the Baroness's hatchetmen, there's a set of tables. Charles has been elected presider at the moment. While he does have his own interests, he will facilitate this event. Good evening, fellow kindred. I trust the governors now have their houses in order. The governors go aye, and pound 3 times on the desk, including Enrique. And So, for this convention of governors, we have a few things to discuss. First, the events of the ball last night, what the investigation has led to so far. Second, an examination of the current state of affairs in Metro Manila. Third, the issue of succession. Should the Baroness fall? She has not named an heir, not publicly. If there are records to be found, they have not been. First, we begin with you. He turns around, his long hair, his shaggy long hair whipping around with him. You notice that there is a sort of grace, a cat-like grace in his movements, but he's huge. He's like, for a Filipino, he's 6'5", and just muscular, beard and thick bushy beard and just ragged hair, ragged clothes, just dressed for comfort. You notice that his teeth are longer than most kindred, which gives him that signature lisp that Charles is known for. And he turns to all of you. You who are closest to the Baroness. You were the first to make their way to discover the identity of the assassins. What did you discover?
We are not the first one in the scene. Actually, Silver's men were first there. So I would like to hear what they found first and then expand that.
Silver? Silver stands and says, they found a lone sniper, she says. A lone sniper, she says. And engaged with him, but were severely injured. He appeared to have recently committed the act of diablerie on some unknown kindred. They noticed the black veins upon his skin. He was of foreign descent, bearded, with a sharp beard. But he spoke our tongue. And if it is to be believed, he is a La Sombra. Unfortunately, my brood are not here to give their testimony as they are recovering. And one of them was thrown off the roof by this perpetrator, and the other was severely injured as well. I believe those who engaged with him last were these three. She gestures.
Yes. We can confirm what the Silver has said. I saw the Nosferatu that had been thrown off the roof and asked him what floor. He told us 42nd, so I rushed up there. And my coterie mates, Victoria and Gregorio, followed. Gregorio sensed two kindred on the dark and unfinished floor. Victoria went off to one and found another Nosferatu survivor. Goyo and I went to the other, and then Goyo was attacked by the assassin. We found it to be Ka, the same La Sombra who had attacked us on the road not long ago. The one who had drank that whole family in that posh subdivision. So
you see them murmuring to each other, just governors murmuring among themselves as you keep talking.
we fought him, managed to overpower him, and we can confirm he is working for the madam. But before we were able to question him further, the bomb went off, so we had to run, jump off the building. We're currently holding Ka in Victoria's Haven. We've found since a passport, some money, a large quantity, a large amount of US dollars, and nothing else in his wallet, and his cell phone, which we have yet to draw information from, but we're working on it.
So he lives, says another governor. Why has he not been brought here today?
He is,
We don't know who to trust in this group at the moment, and how can you say that there is no Camarilla mole right now?
If there is going to be a Camarilla mole, says one of the other governors, another Nosferatu, but not the Silver, wouldn't it be the ex-Camarilla members right here? You, Escolar. Victoria. Were you not members of the White Tower?
You know my
How are we to be sure?
experience with the White Tower. It's no secret. If anybody would hate the Camarilla, it would be... I look at Franzi, it would be us. And our loyalty for the Baroness runs deeper than some blood.
Another governor.
Baroness saw fit to trust us, even knowing full well our former Camarilla background. She vetted us and put her trust in us.
Governor Sarah stands up. I can attest to this. I've seen their bond with the Baroness. They would not betray her. Escolar, on the other hand, has had his eye on that seat since the dawn of anarch rule in Metro Manila. How are we to be sure that this was not of his making?
I was former Camarilla. Yes, you all know this. He looks around the room as he stands up straight. But I've since defected, as I share the same passion our late Baroness did against the Camarilla. Why would I act against her? To take the seat? If I were to act against her, this wouldn't be the way to do it. If I was to act against her. Matter of fact, I'm currently investigating, along with this coterie, who would be responsible for this. I even called in a chopper previous night to get the Baroness to safety. Why would I...
Where is the Baroness, says the Silver. Where is her body? Why do you have it?
Soma?
Her body is currently inside this blood.
Being kept safe.
She's healing. There's still signs of life. I made sure of it.
We cannot publicly release the information because of obvious reasons. You all stand here before us to accuse us. But who says that these former Camarilla members have anything to do with this attempted assassination? Those of you quick to point fingers and ask where the Baroness is and cause whereabouts, well, don't you believe it's a little hasty for you to point fingers? Accuse us? Is there anyone in this room who has ties to the Camarilla? Anyone else?
You see the whispering gets louder. It's not pointing fingers, sir. It's merely logic. We need to identify or eliminate the possibility of moles and traitors in our midst. So we must examine the most likely culprits. And unfortunately, all of you are the most likely culprits at the moment.
You're calling me a culprit, honestly?
Your return does sound suspicious, says this is another governor entirely. This one's a Tremere. You return and this happens. The one childer of the Baroness returns and suddenly she is shot. Were this the White Tower, you might stand to inherit her rule, but this is not. Though we do sometimes adopt some of their practices.
But I...
Did you hope to take her seat? Is that why you're doing this?
No.
This Tremere named Paul.
Oh, a Tremere named Paul. Okay. Do I know his name? Or no?
It's a long name. It's like Paolo Francesco Wilfredo. He's old school. In fact, he looks old.
Neonate has been away too long to have any political backing. He's no fool enough to believe that just because he's the Baroness's childer, he can grab power. I mean, do any of you even know him, really?
And do I look fit to lead? Even by my standards, I don't think so.
They're all murmuring. Again, murmuring. You don't know whether it's an agreement. What about you, madam? Says the Silver. Right at you, Franzi. Tell me, who is Ka's supposed master? Who was the mastermind he claimed is behind all of this?
As we said, it's the madam.
Or sire?
There is no one I would sooner see in the ground.
That would be a...
Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah. No looks on this one.
I add, I know firsthand how cutthroat, how controlling, how rigid and monstrous the madam was. I want to be as far away from her as possible. And that's why I joined the Anarchs.
And what about you, Malkavian? What say you about all of this? This is Charles speaking.
Well, I think that the madam is a making lots of plans that a lot of us are not privy to, obviously. And we know just how cunning she is, so we can't afford to take any chances. Not with anyone here. Besides, I mean, do all of you trust each other even? Sure, you don't trust us, not a lot, but do you trust each other? I mean, look
Charles
at you,
actually
all of you governors.
spit takes, like almost like that's what Charles does. Like, ooh, he makes a point. Like it's sort of that. Yeah.
All of you governors in here, don't lie about not wanting to vie for power yourselves. All of us here are equally suspect, so don't you try and throw the blame on any of us. Just because we were the first to rush to the scene, even if we weren't the first to get there. Looking at the silver, as Goyo says that.
Your words, Enrique Escolar. How can we believe you? You currently control 4 of Metro Manila's cities. You may not have the largest territory, but you have the largest number of territories. How can we believe that this is not a bid to install your own barony into place?
He pauses for a bit, doesn't say a word, but he looks at every single kindred in the room. Tala and I share history. Tala and I, we're not exactly just kindred who has this kinship with each other. We share the same passion. We share the same thoughts, the same ambitions. There's no reason for me to act against someone who I care for so much. There's no reason for me to actually...
Careful. By all accounts, you hated each other.
Were you blood married or something?
We, as mentioned, had history. And he simply remains stoic in this moment, waiting for people's reactions.
I look around at people's reactions.
I try to read Escolar.
They're confused. Go ahead, try and read Escolar if you wish.
Can I do so as well?
Yeah, wits
Nice,
insight.
nice.
Forgot to mention, I rouse the blood to composure.
Okay.
I don't have a need for Tala to be removed from her seat. Matter of fact, I don't need her dead at all. Or gone. This wouldn't help any of our situations to plunge Metro Manila in chaos in this way. No. Our ambitions align, and that is to lead the Anarch movement in the Philippines. For those of you who are curious, yes, we did have that sort of history.
A likely story, as the only one who can confirm it is now in torpor or dead.
Then wait for her return, Governor. Or can you not wait because you're dying to take control, to take over Metro Manila itself? You tell me.
I have no such ambitions. This is the silver talking.
Oh, it's silver.
I have no such ambitions.
Your claws run deep within the city, in the tunnels, in the underground, with your Nos, Feratu. Who knows what kind of information and leverage you have against all of us? Your clan is notorious for this, yes?
Oh, yes, we are. But you would do well to respect our place in society. I only seek the truth of the situation.
As do I.
And what of the secret of this one? The silver points to Victoria. The secret that the Baroness herself has been keeping from us all these years.
Secret?
I suspect you know, if you are so close to her, Escolar.
What is he talking about, Escolar? What is she talk? What does that mean?
What are they talking?
You really want to do this here, Silver?
We will root out every threat. And she is a threat.
What are you talking about?
She is not a threat. Under special circumstances, she will not be a threat to us.
She's clearly confused as to what you're talking about, Silver. So...
Quiet.
if
He raises
you
his hand
have-
up.
By the way, your insight rolls. Franzi determines that he is from... Franzi catches a flicker of emotion, of rare emotion in Escolar's voice when he talks about the history. Perhaps in a way that makes you believe it might have happened, that it likely did happen, or that maybe, even if it was one-sided, that he loves her.
Bros! Sorry.
He holds his hands up as he says, quiet. Victoria will not be a threat, I assure you. Even if she did have whatever it is you think you have over her.
Was it confirmed? Was it not confirmed? This evening itself, who she really is.
Who she is
What? What
Is the
are you
adopted
talking
child.
about?
Who she is the adoptive childer of the Baroness, and her loyalties lie with the Anarch movement, Victoria. And you can probably feel that pull from your bond.
Whatever Enrique is saying is true. I will never go against this Anarch movement. Everything I do is for the Anarch. Since I got here, I have been working for this barony, for the Baroness, for the sake of this sect.
I see Escolar's game now, she says. You seek to install not yourself, but her. So she rules this barony, and at the same time is able to stake a claim to rule the Camarilla.
What? Victoria, what are they talking about?
I don't know.
Behold the heir of Hardestat himself, founder of the Camarilla.
Victoria is a long lost, and perhaps the final descendant of Hardestat, founder of the Camarilla.
You lie!
That's not possible. I
try to read the silver.
You can't.
Go ahead.
That's not possible.
This isn't true, is it, Victoria?
I don't know. My whole family died. They all died mysteriously. I grew up in France. I don't know anything about my past.
You only sense like a sort of vindicated enjoyment from the silver. He's enjoying this.
I say, this is a distraction.
Indeed, it is.
Flinging.
We have bigger things to worry about.
Bigger things to worry about. The Camarilla is at our borders.
They're not the only
Within,
ones in our borders, Miss Silver.
I recently found this. I hold up the social media post with from the church, and I zoom in to the insignia of the Order of Saint Leopold.
You start seeing them there. Charles himself comes closer. This is cause for worry, but this is not a distraction. Victoria's lineage is not something we can ignore if it is true. How come you buy this information, Silva? The Silver goes, I have my ways.
Where's your proof?
Ask your beloved Escolar. He has it.
Talking about beloved.
Where's your proof, Silver?
I read Victoria at when the Silver says beloved Escolar.
Okay.
Is it Wit's Insight?
Yes.
Do I get any bonus on this, or?
No.
Alright, this is honestly pissing me off, and then I say that, like, aloud. For I know that my sire is still alive, and for as long as she still has even a flutter of a heartbeat, I will defend her stake to the barony. From you, Enrique, from you, Silver, even from you, Victoria. Nobody will take it. Not even me.
They start murmuring among them.
Soma, they're just trying to divide us. They don't have proof of this outrageous claims.
That's my point. My point is, nobody takes the barony except for Baroness Tala. Call her by her title. As her childer, I demand it. I know I've been gone, but she has been a good sire to me.
Some Ventru governors in the convention just wince at the word demand from this neonate, from this young kindred.
And once I find... Oh, sorry. You can
go ahead.
First.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And once I find whoever is working for this Camarilla, I swear as a Bruja, I will personally bash your head in. And I can assume all the other Bruja are with me on this.
I look
Anyone
around.
who works for the Camarilla is dead.
It's not just the Bruja that respond. Like, you see the agreement. And the gangrels start going. "Arr, arr, arr, arr." Like, remember Black Panther, the court of Umbaku. Arr, arr, arr. Just getting all riled up.
I look around for anyone who seems particularly scared.
Okay, go ahead. Also,
Um,
your insight reveals nothing, friends.
Is it also wits insight? My roll.
Yeah, what's inside?
I also turn to the crowd and try to read them.
The chaos is starting to. They're whispering quietly among each other. A while ago, it was like loud whispering in the background. Now, when the Charles makes a pronouncement. There might be wisdom in this childer's suggestion. The baronet yet lives. The baroness yet lives. The title does not pass
Doesn't.
to no one.
No one.
But this power vacuum must still be addressed. Who is to lead us fairly? My recommendation is that it be the office of the Baroness. The coterie that are closest to her. Closest to her wisdom, closest to her knowledge, to her ways. They are the most appropriate for this position. And the silver just rises up out of anger. You would install her into our leadership. Not only is she a hardestat,
Give me a proof!
she is a fucking colonizer.
Silver. You are throwing out words with no proof.
He has your proof. I know he has it.
And what of it, Silver? What of it? Do you fear that your influence will grow weaker with her in the Baroness's seat? Do you fear your Nosferatu? Do you fear for their lives? Or do you just fear to lose control?
We will survive whether or not Camarilla or Anarch sit on the throne.
Then you have...
We have survived everything that has been thrown at us. The Inquisition, Camarilla rule, the Madam, and we will survive you.
Then you have
Do not
nothing to
threaten
worry
me.
about, then. You simply need to work with whoever is on top, yes? You will remain to have control over your information networks. You will remain untouched. However, we're talking about kindred politics here. What we need to worry about is the society of Leopold knocking on our doorstep. You fools try to point fingers and squander whatever little power you have against each other when we have the real enemies out there. I wonder, Silver, were you keeping this information to yourself, acting like you have no idea that they're here in the city?
We have no Baroness to inform.
So you were withholding this information?
We had information, but we had the discretion to reveal it. We would have. I would have.
Then you will accept our discretion on revealing any information that we have. Is that right, Silver? After all, if you can't trust us, then how can we trust you? It's a two-way street. Ladies and gentlemen, governors, Let's take a cue from the kind, shall we? Checks and balances. With a group of leaders, at least in interim, until the Baroness is able to take over her duties once again, if anyone does something that is not towards the betterment of the Anarchs, we have people who will look out for each other and will keep each other in check. We have two people right here who outright hate authority in general, and the other two simply hate the Camarilla. And if any of you seek to challenge this, challenge our motivations, then I suggest that you take it up with any of us. And let's see where your convictions and our convictions will take us.
I try to read Charles. Why'd he suggest us?
Go ahead, read them.
Can I rouse the blood more than once per night?
Yeah.
Like, Can I rouse it to wits?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse it to wits.
Let's hope you don't frenzy in this convention.
I don't.
It's just Hunger 3, so it's not gonna be.
But I don't rise to Hunger 3 because I made my roll.
Ah.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead and make your. This can be an intelligence politics roll or a wits, awareness or wits insight or intelligence insight. In fact, it can be any of those combinations.
Can Enrique also try to read the room
Yes,
right now?
you can also do
with
that.
politics?
Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
I will
go
make an intelligent insight. Can I do that?
Okay.
So is it intelligence and politics?
Yeah.
Victoria is just like super
Yeah, but while-
confused.
While they're trying to read the room, I whisper to Victoria, I'm like, look, I don't care if what they're saying about you is true. I know that you found. We took you in. You're my sister.
No, you actually call me
And-
sister.
And I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let whatever you were before come between that and family. And trust me, when I talk about family, I mean the family that we choose. And you, the Baroness, you're all I have. So I'm gonna fight for that. I hope you know that.
I'm gonna try to
Enrique
hug
Esco-
Soma.
Yeah.
while
Okay.
that's
That's why
happening.
While
I
this
have-
display is happening, Enrique Escolar rolls critical.
Oh
An incredible critical of 3 10s right there.
Oh my god!
What?
What the hell is
His-
that?
On his
Okay.
intelligence roll. Well, that just means 5 successes. It's a critical success
Yeah.
on determining why Charles suggested this. Okay, let's go first into the history of Governor Charles. Governor Charles was never a Camarilla, always hated authority, and controls mostly the kindred who live in the wilderness, whether they're gangrel or not, who prefer to live in the wilderness, but they're mostly gangrel. His governorship, if I remember correctly, it is under what city is that? One of the eastern cities of Metro Manila. And-
Antipolo towards?
Towards Antipolo, yeah. But not Antipolo yet. I think Antipolo's out of Metro Manila.
Yeah.
He's, despite his furious and brutal nature, he has always been fair. And right now, there is a legal gray area. A legal gray area. There's no successor. So the office of the Baroness still has not passed. The powers of the Baroness still have not passed to anyone. While any of the governors might be, what do you call that? Eligible for the role by way of election or whatever method is decided. In some areas of the world, it's often war between the governors, but we've always been a little more less fighty in Metro Manila. Not at least the anarchs among each other are not so violent, preferring passage. That being said, the title has never passed since the Barony of Metro Manila was founded. So his best option right now is to forestall his fairest decision. The fairest decision that can be made here is to not pass the powers yet, but to give the authority to maintain the authority of the office. And unfortunately, that's mostly you. You are the top in her office. You're essentially like right now the vice president, so to speak. And the reason he suggested that is because while he fancies himself a brutal war, he also understands that there's something bigger right now. This is what you learn from that critical, at least what you can surmise from that critical. This does, however, put that wrench in your plans, Mr. Escolar. You wanted to install Victoria. She would have been an obvious choice. Oh, now there's the question. But now the power is divided. Now, the limits of this power, that's up to you. That's up for you to decide at this moment.
How many governors are there?
One for I think 9 governors. And the problem with the governorships is that while they're assigned an area, the influence extends beyond that. Like, of course, even if the Nosferatu are living in Makati, they would prefer the authority of the Silver, even though Escolar is governor of Makati. Things like that. There's a mixing, a blending of power. It's the nature of Metro Manila. You can just cross borders between cities like it's nothing. So yeah.
So
He nods. He just
still
nods.
don't trust us? Well, you were invited to Victoria's house 2 days from now. If you'd like to examine the evidence that we have, I suppose the invitation still stands, and you can cross-examine our eligibility. But as it stands, we have to get ready for the hunters.
Yes. I'll accept this tentative interim position, though I would want to emphasize that Tala is still our Baroness.
You mistake me, my dear. This has merely been proposed. The governors are yet to vote on this matter.
I'm saying I don't oppose it. I don't, veto.
And the rest of you?
You heard my stand.
I am loyal to the Baroness.
And you? Soma? Young Soma?
I understand this is fair.
I call then for a vote to maintain the power of the office of the Baroness. All in favor, say aye. The silver does not say aye.
Aye.
Escolar says aye. Sarah says aye. Sarah says aye. Paul says aye. Regina says aye. And finally, Charles says aye. That is a majority vote. And he pounds the speaking staff that he's had, the staff of the speaker. So ruled. So convenes this meeting of the governors of Metro Manila. Make your reports to the office of the Baroness on this matter, and on any matters proceeding. Charles turns towards you, smiles, and
Please don't bow.
it's not a bow. It's more like an acknowledgement nod.
Yeah. Okay.
And he leans in and says, "Don't fuck this up."
I'll try not to.
No pressure.
And don't fuck it up. Well,
The silver approaches you. Escolar approaches Escolar. You fucking snake. You beat me again.
Remember,
This is one she says with a smile.
She smiles back. He smiles back at her. Remember that the Ventru, we're not mere pawns. We're not mere pieces of the chessboard. We're the players. And he turns around and walks away.
Hi. Guys, can you give me a second? I'm like going to
okay.
run after like Enrique.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, run after.
Hey. Hey, Enrique. I grab him by the arm.
Yes, Miss Hardestat.
Stop calling me that. That's... What do you have? What... Tell me everything.
Remember our deal. At the end of the night, if we survive given the circumstances, back at my place, I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Fine.
What do I know of
Oh.
Hardestat?
You would have to roll intelligence and occult or
Politics?
Politics for that.
I will also roll. Can I also roll?
Not everyone knows about Hardestat unless you'll know it better if you're Camarilla, although you might have heard about it.
Well, God, Enrique, you're so annoying. Then I'm just like, adjusting his tie.
You are gonna need a lot of more allies, more than ever now.
I've got my coterie. That's fine.
Governors.
I approach the silver.
Okay. From your roll, by the way, you know that that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. You know the name Hardestat. You know the that the Hardestat, who founded the Camarilla, was murdered by the founder of the Anarchs, Theo Bell. That's what you know. In addition to that, you do know that he did not name an heir himself, which caused a power struggle similar to what's happening now, only it was far more violent and global. And yeah, and the implications of that, the fact that the heir is sitting right in front of you, sitting right next to you, just make you a little bit nervous. And now the Silver, who's making her way to the back exit, as she is wont to do. You follow her, and she says, "Not one step further, Malkavian. What is it you want?"
Well, I understand that this was not the most peaceful night for all of us, but well, your information gathering skills are extremely useful, and they will be very much needed in the coming struggle against the hunters that I foresee. And I would like to ensure that relations between the office of the Baroness and yourself are not strained in any way, at least in the coming months.
She does this, like, spoken like a true politician already.
I care not for politics or even systems and such ruling. In all honesty, I would prefer that there be no grand leader at all. Which is why this entire thing of a group of people leading seemed like a good compromise to me. In any case, I am simply hungry for knowledge. I love knowledge. I grew up in a library, and you have a lot of knowledge, my friend.
She smiles. A wicked smile. You don't know what... You can use wits and insight to attempt to read the smile. Okay, that's another set of 3 10s right there.
What the fuck? Well, we're lit. This is lit. Nice.
Thanks.
Rolling well, guys.
From that roll, you can determine how she likes you. And she's looking forward to working with you. She thinks she hides this with all her deformities. Like, it's hard to read her, but you do. Well, look at the rolls. She smiles and she says, "Be well, young Malkavian.
From one
Well-
creature of darkness to another."
We'll talk soon."
So,
And she walks away. The
I
governor
approach Victoria and Escalar.
Go ahead.
Escalar.
Wonderful performance back there.
You know, I wanted to, with Victoria's agreement, invite you to her house tonight. There seems... We were lucky that no one questioned Helen, but if you are still suspicious, I suggest we get it over with. ask her all your questions. Have Victoria ensure they are answered so that we can.
I
Give her name and get
I
it
am
over with.
glaring at Enrique.
We. I believe Miss Victoria Hart and I have an agreement that needs to be upheld by the end of this night.
Can it be upheld at her place?
With prying ears, no, it is a conversation for her and I to be had.
Oh.
Isn't that right?
You've made agreements. What in your time alone together?
Indeed we have.
It's been a long night, Franzi. I would just like to retire. It's like avoiding her eye.
Do you mistrust us?
Oh, no, it's... Things has been very confusing for me, and I'd like to get my mind in order before we proceed with questioning or other plans.
Sorry, from my role about the hardest stats, would I know about the pendant? Or the image on
No.
the pendant? No.
The image on the pendant? No.
Was that your role that got the information?
Both your roles got
Okay.
equal amount of information,
Okay.
but I imagine that you share it anyway.
Of course. Tomorrow night then. But we should discuss as a coterie, Victoria, what our strategy will be given how things have shaken out.
We can do that later.
And regarding your lineage, I can say as well as anyone else it has no bearing on one's loyalty.
Like Soma said, you choose your own family.
Indeed. And, well, I know that the family you come from isn't always better than the family you choose.
If you will excuse us, Franzi.
As they walk away, as they're almost out of earshot, I yell, "By the way, Victoria, your motorcycle needs gas!"
What the fuck?!
Do you toss her the keys at the same time?
Yes.
Catch the keys.
Do you just run away after this?
I go like, "Hey, come on, guys, let's get a cab."
Honestly, your coterie. Who's gonna lead us? He just pinches the bridge of his nose.
So do you all go home to your individual places?
No, I'm going to Victoria's house.
Well, I mean, just Victoria's house, really.
I have to pass by home first, just to like, reload, stock up.
Okay.
And then before we leave, like as we're leaving, I tell Helen, "See, you're fine." And then we walk out.
Okay. You try to digest the events of the night. nobody came into this knowing what was going to happen. I mean, people certainly had plans. But I don't think anybody could have predicted what was going to happen tonight. You think about the future. You think about the dreams you've had. Dreams of the Baroness out in the sun. Dreams of the Baroness smiling as she catches a blaze. You think about all the enemies that you have faced. Camarilla, the Madam, and now the Order of St. Leopold. Now you are really at the front of it. And the weight doesn't settle in just yet. But you suspect it will soon. Victoria, you do notice something when you're at home getting changed. There is blood on your pendant, possibly from the blood marriage you performed, your own blood. Just a faint flicker of it. And you do notice that you don't know why you haven't noticed it, but it's warm to the touch.
That's strange.
And it's almost like it's pulsing. And you notice that there are seams in it.
I'm
It
trying to
seem to be emanating some light. When you split it open, finally, the pendant flies from your hand. You didn't notice how long it had been. The sun is already rising. Everyone else is asleep or falling asleep. It catches a beam of light, the pendant, passing through like a lens. And it sears. A beam of light passes through it and starts searing and burning through your wall. Burning a note on it. It names you. Your name. As heir to the rule of the Camarilla. As Hardestat's last living heir. Both in unlife and before it. And that's where we'll end.
Wow!
What?
It's lit. It's lit.
Dude.
Literally
Dude.
lit.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry your wall
That's-
got like laser burned.
I mean,
So you're
it's
gonna have
not
to-
my house. It's Enrique, so
Hey, that's my place.
it's fine. It's totally fine. What the?
Well, that was
You
a
can-
cool mechanic.
Oh my god.
I was really waiting for you to get some blood on it. I've been waiting so long for you to get some blood on that thing.
I mean, I don't feed that often. I have great rolls.
Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you all for participating tonight. We hope you had fun. I am Danger Gerlan as the storyteller. You can follow me at @RightsDanger on Twitter. And the cast, of course.
I'm Frances Velasquez, also known as Franzi, as played by Dandy. You can follow me on social media at Drawn by Dandy.
I am Goyo, or Gregorio, as played by Matt Gador. You can follow me on all social media as at Matgador, MATTGADOR.
I am Soma, as played by Raf de los Reyes. You can follow me on social media at raf.mp3. On Twitter, you spell dot with the actual DOT, but on Instagram and everywhere else, it's just an actual dot.
Just the dot.
Just the dot.
Our guest?
I'm Enrique Escolar, as played by Louis, or Lou. You can catch me on Twitter at Crescent's VTM, and you can find us on Find Me Storytelling, all sorts of VTM stuff, with Miss Rena over here.
Call of the Abyss every Tuesdays, 7 p.m. PST. And I am Victoria Hardestad, as played by Rena.
Oh my gosh.
This has been brought to you by the Dragon Forge, by the way. Sorry to
forgot.
interrupt you. DragonForgeHobbies.com. Go ahead, Rena. Sorry.
And brought to you by the Overlord, as always. This is Midnights in Metro Manila. Thank you for joining us.
For watching.
Have a good night.
That name reveal, though. Jeez.